Hi, and welcome to our final edition of Super-stysh-ous Science Insights, the June edition. This is the year in review, what our young scientists can do now. This year, we've explored thinking, independence, vocabulary, inquiry, and growth. And now it's time to celebrate what our students can do. Where we started. At the beginning of the year, many students relied on us to do the thinking for them. That's okay. Every scientist starts somewhere. When we were asking questions, students waited for us to prompt their curiosity. When students were making observations, noticing those details required teacher guidance and scaffolding. When explaining ideas, sharing their thinking felt risky. And when using vocabulary, it felt a little unfamiliar and intimidating. But look at them now. Through consistent science experiences, students have become more confident and capable thinkers. And the growth is real, and it's worth celebrating. Now they ask their own questions because curiosity has become a classroom habit. They're making predictions and they're thinking ahead before they're even experimenting or investigating. They gather evidence and their observations are purposeful and detailed. And finally, they're able to explain their thinking. Their reasoning is clear, confident, and continuing to grow. With weekly experiences with science inquiry, they think like scientists. Students are beginning to make sense of the world the way real scientists do. They're noticing, analyzing, and drawing evidence-based conclusions. When they think like scientists, they notice patterns. They identify cause and effect. They analyze observations, and they use evidence to support their ideas. Not only do they think like scientists, but they start to talk like scientists too. Vocabulary in science is a tool, not just a list. Scientific language helps students communicate their thinking with precision and confidence. When students use academic vocabulary naturally, it signals deep understanding, not just memorization. You'll notice them use scientific vocabulary in context. You'll see them using academic language for explanations and reasoning. And then those explanations are evidence-based. They've supported their claims with their observations. And when students think like scientists and talk like scientists, they start to own their learning. The shift from dependence to independence is one of the most powerful outcomes of inquiry-based learning. Students are no longer waiting for answers. They're pursuing them. They work more independently by taking initiative without constant teacher direction. They defend their thinking and stand behind their ideas with evidence and reasoning. They're willing to revise their ideas as they find new evidence, and that leads to updated thinking. That's the sign of a true scientist. And they learn from their mistakes. Errors don't become something they melt down over. They become opportunities to learn more, not setbacks. And all of that is made possible when we see the 3 dimensions in action. When all 3 dimensions of science learning work together, students move beyond memorization toward true understanding. And this is what makes science instruction transformative. Remember, those 3 dimensions are the learning content, the core science concepts and disciplinary knowledge, paired with using science practices, investigating, modeling, and reasoning like scientists, and finally making those connections, those cross-cutting concepts that tie ideas together. If you're noticing this in your classroom, this didn't happen by accident. These outcomes are the result of intentional, consistent teaching You made time for science and engaged students in meaningful learning experiences, and it shows. Because with consistent instruction, regular science time builds habits and confidence. And with inquiry learning, student-driven questions fuel deeper engagement. The 5E model gives you the framework for that lasting learning. And also, let's not forget the most important part, which is teacher commitment. Your dedication is the foundation of everything students achieve. So celebrate that growth. Take a moment to appreciate what your students can do now that they couldn't do at the beginning of the year. This growth belongs to them and to you. Looking ahead to next year, thank you for helping build young scientists. Your work this year has laid a strong foundation, and next year holds even more in store. So, supply yourself for success and get those kits stocked and supplied so that you are ready to hit the ground running next school year. Follow those pacing guides. They are there to help you remember to keep engaging students in science every week. And don't forget to check out the Super-stysh-ous Science Insights playlist on our district's YouTube channel for some summer learning and enlightenment. And don't forget, keep engaging kids with science. Have a great summer, everyone.